Your phone can be an indispensable tool while traveling internationally for things like Google Maps, Google Translate, and staying in touch with people back home. But how do you actually ensure that you have service while abroad? In this video, I'm going to explain exactly how I use my phone while traveling internationally and my new preferred method of getting unlimited data for a third of what I used to pay. Hey guys, Nick here from Away Together. I've used all kinds of methods to get service when traveling abroad. I've been the Wi-Fi only guy, only able to do anything when I'm back at my accommodations or connecting to Wi-Fi at a coffee shop. I've changed phone plans entirely when we were traveling full time. For years, my strategy was simply to pay an extra fee with my normal carrier. We're on Verizon, and I would just pay like an extra $10 per day while traveling. But $10 per day is $100 for a 10-day trip. And there's a cap on the amount of data that you can use. I've found and I've been using a way better, way cheaper method of getting service internationally, and we actually partnered with them to bring you this video. Meet Holafly. Holafly makes it easy to stay connected while traveling through eSIM technology. What is an eSIM? So this thing is a SIM card, a physical SIM card. It's a little chip that you insert into your phone, and that's what enables you to connect to a specific cellular network. An eSIM, or embedded SIM, does essentially the same thing as a physical SIM card, except you don't need to take out or insert anything because it's embedded into your phone. And eSIMs can be reprogrammed to different networks quickly and easily. A common means of getting cell service while abroad is going to a store and buying one of those physical SIM cards. And this still works, of course, but I would much rather be able to land and my phone just work. And thanks to Holafly, I can buy a data plan online and get started almost immediately without having to put in a physical card, go to a physical store, or navigate the language barrier. Holafly offers eSIMs for over 160 destinations around the world. And Holafly isn't a cellular network themselves. They actually partner with the in-country providers, usually the top ones, and in my experience, the signal has always been excellent. You scroll through the massive list of destinations, pick your place, grab the number of days you need, and boom. No need to go to a retail store, no contract, no outrageous prices. And most phones that are eSIM compatible, not all, but most, allow you to still keep your phone's physical SIM card. This is perfect for someone taking a shorter international trip because you don't need to even mess with your setup at home. You just buy a plan for your destination. Now, you do need to ensure that your phone is compatible, and it's easy to do that. Holafly has a page on its site with a huge list of every compatible device that I'll link below. One important note, this is only gonna work if your phone is unlocked. When picking your plan, pay attention to what you're getting. Most destinations Holafly offers come with unlimited data and calls, but not all. And consider if you'll be doing any country hopping. For example, if you were taking a trip to Croatia, Slovenia, and Northern Italy, instead of buying plans for each of those places, consider just getting Holafly's Europe plan, which offers service in over 32 European countries. By the way, if you use the code AWAYTOGETHER, you'll get 5% off your purchase, and I'll share a link below. Once you've checked out, setup is a breeze. Holafly will send you a setup email as soon as you check out that contains step-by-step installation instructions and a big old QR code. Now, the easy way to get things set up, in the cellular settings area of your phone, there's an option to add an eSIM. You'll simply scan that QR code and your phone pretty much does the rest. On newer phones, you can actually scan QR codes from pictures that are saved in your camera roll. So if you're only traveling with your phone and you don't have another device with you, don't worry. If for some reason the QR code isn't working for you, there's also a way to manually activate using the code that's in that email. The email has all the other settings and the info that you need to make sure that your phone is ready to roll. Holafly also has an app for both Android and iOS, and they've just made a bunch of brand new updates. You can now purchase eSIMs direct from the app, just like online. You can also manage your eSIMs and check how much data you have left. Inside, they've also got installation guides, and if you have any issues, 24/7 customer service. When Holafly first approached me, to be honest with you, I was skeptical. I take sponsorships very seriously, and I don't want to give you biased information. So I asked them if I could test it first. Ali and I both used Holafly on a recent 10-day trip to Austria and Germany. And I'll be honest, guys, it wasn't good. It was fantastic. Setup happened in less than a minute. Now, they actually advise you to set things up before you take off, and I forgot. But when we landed, I scanned our codes and everything worked fine. I'm not advising you do that. You should probably do it before you go, but it worked fine for us. We had unlimited data, which made it incredibly easy, Messenger and iMessage, to talk to people back home, communicate with our Airbnb host, etc. We spent some time in Vienna, and if you didn't know this, Vienna has this amazing public transport system. And we love using Google Maps in places like that because it shows you how far to walk, and then you get on this metro stop, and then you keep walking, and it just made using that very seamless and easy. We were also given Austrian phone numbers that we could make calls from, and that worked like a charm. One small challenge was we couldn't send or receive SMS messages from those Austrian phone numbers. It's not the biggest deal, but you just want to know that going in. You'll want to plan around how to get SMS messages or let people know the right way to reach you while you're away. We personally just used WhatsApp and iMessage, and that worked fine. When we traveled from Austria to Germany, we didn't have to do anything to change networks. We didn't have to reset our phones. It just automatically flipped over. Any other solution I've ever used, Google Fi, Verizon, I typically have to at least reset my phone. So I considered that a win. Pricing wise, this route is way cheaper than what we had done in the past. We used Verizon's Travel Pass a bunch of times, and at $10 a day, that's $100 per person, and the data runs out super fast. Whereas with Holafly, the same length of time cost $34 per person, and there was no limit on the data. If you're on an absolute shoestring budget, getting a physical SIM is still probably going to be cheaper, no question, but I am personally totally willing to pay for the convenience of this. I was able to just land and go. I think Holafly makes sense for a lot of people's travel situations. It made perfect sense for a 10-day to 2-week international trip like this. When you visit Holafly using the link below, be sure to use the code AWAYTOGETHER for 5% off your eSIM. And if you'd like to see me do a hands-on Holafly installation guide on this channel, comment the word install below. Thanks so much for watching. Happy travels.